Hey everybody, welcome back. You'll have to excuse the narrow phone screen ratio I've got going. I just wanted to shoot this really quickly, and I may have regrets about posting this video, but right now I don't really care. I'm going to be reviewing a fragrance which I wasn't planning on reviewing, but what the fuck is my hair doing? I wasn't planning on reviewing, but I'll put this on today at the center of the day. And let me say one thing. I like how this smells, but this is going to be a negative video. This is Bois D'Hiver. I'll post the name on the screen so you can see how it's spelled. From ex-nihilo, is that how you pronounce it? Released in 2014. When I first smelled this, I immediately recognized something that I'd smelled before. And that scent that it immediately reminded me of was Tom Ford's Oud Wood. That was released in 2007. This was released in 2014, 7 years later. And, you know, on paper, the only two official notes from their pyramids that they both share are cardamom and sandalwood. This Bois D'Hiver does not have any oud in it, but you could argue that Tom Ford's Oud Wood is not exactly, the current version at least, not exactly real oud. Either way, I liked Oud Wood. I liked Tom Ford's Oud Wood. I don't have the current one anymore because it lasted all of 2 or 3 hours on me, and I just didn't think it was worth it. This is very similar. It's not exactly the same. It's a little bit lighter. Oud Wood is a bit darker, but it got me thinking that this fragrance perfume market is so oversaturated now that we've got brands like this who are charging a premium. This is as expensive, if not more, than Tom Ford private label. Okay, we're not talking, this is not like some cheap clone house that is making a perfume that smells like another really popular perfume. So we've gotten to a point where these perfume brands are charging a premium, and all they can come up with is a slightly different copy of something that already exists. I don't know any of the other perfumes in this house's line, but to me it's bordering on the ridiculous. And I keep reading and hearing about other brands, other expensive niche brands that effectively copy already established, well-known, popular fragrances, and I'm not going to name any names. I already know that I'm probably going to get some flack for being a little bit negative in this video. This scent on its own, like if you spray it on, you'll probably enjoy it. If you like that kind of scent, it's well made. It doesn't smell cheap, right? But the fact remains it's not original. Okay, so you're paying, I don't know, $400 for a 100ml bottle that's Australian for effectively a clone because it came out 7 years after the original. There are differences, yes, but is that still enough? I haven't done a side-by-side comparison with Oud Wood, but the fact remains, it reminds me, it was the first scent I thought of when I smelled it. You know, if you guys have tried this house and tried other scents in their line, let me know in the comments. But really, this video is more about what what is happening in the fragrance industry, and I've only been into this a few years, and only in those last few years, like, it seems to have gotten out of hand. There is just so much on the market. You know, early on when I started this channel, I really, like a lot of probably other people, had this kind of pressure I put on myself to try the new stuff that came out that was hot and hyped, and but you would just drive yourself crazy actually trying to do it. And now it's gotten to a point where reviewers, YouTubers / influencers, whoever talks about fragrance on the Instagram or YouTube, Facebook, wherever, because they see that that's, you know, kind of impossible to keep up with that, especially to be the first person to get a review in on a new release, to have a bottle of the new release. Maybe the bigger influencers can manage to get their hands on the bottle of something that gets released, but because it's getting so hard, you know, now we're seeing so many reviews of very little known brands, because I guess people want to be the first to discover a brand and talk about it, and they'll get bottles of it to talk about and hype it up a little bit so they can be the first one that discovered something. And some of these unknown perfumes that are coming out are just so expensive, and there seems to be variability. Like there are, you know, quite a few indie houses that I know and I've tried, and some manage to keep their prices as low as they can, and then some others, there is just ridiculous markups on them, and I really don't understand enough about how they go about pricing the fragrances. I mean, in all seriousness, do some houses work into their price the cost of however many bottles that they have decided that they're going to send out to reviewers, for instance? Like, does the average consumer, the actual buyer of the fragrances who spends money on the fragrance, are they paying? I mean, they have to be. They're paying for the cost of all those 3 bottles that are getting out there and hopefully making some money back for those perfumers. It's not just indie perfumers that are doing it, but I think that they're definitely being targeted by influencers, because they're kind of an easy target, I guess. I don't know. I'm happy to have a discussion in the comments. Tell me what you think. But it's one of those days. And I feel better for having a little rant. Bois D'Hiver by Ex-Nihilo. Don't buy it because it's an expensive clone. Thanks for watching.